Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Nobody's Watching Wrestling Weekly podcast, where we make over one wrestler with our infinite knowledge of fashion sense. We are all super good at it.
Nobody's making you over, so get over it.
Oh, that's fun.
That is a cute title. We might use it. I don't know. This is the first time we're doing this, so it's gonna be
Poopy.
This is a good rough draft of what future podcasts will sound like. But the general idea is we're gonna take a wrestler whose look could be improved, which is literally all of them. Nobody's perfect, and we're gonna apply our nobody's sense of style to what that wrestler could look like in the future. We're starting off with Dean Ambrose, who has been on a jeggings journey.
Dean Ambrose.
So what do you think of his past looks? Like, what are the key attributes to the character? And, like, what do you want to see going forward? Three separate questions.
One at a time, please. My brain can't handle all that right now.
Okay, so past looks, I think a defining feature of Dean's look has always been a dance jean.
That's true.
I would just say a jean.
It's got some stretch. I mean, I know he's not the limberest of men, but, like, I think his jeans need a little more give than the average denim has. So he's just living his dance jean life. That is, and often a T-shirt. Sometimes his own merch. Just sort of a T-shirt and a dance jean.
And what do you, like, think of that? Does it match the character? Like, is that interesting to you?
Well, I think we have to talk about what is the character before.
Right. Yeah. So he's
brooding. He's just, like, maybe a little dumb.
Scrappy is what comes to mind.
He's scrappy, but he's like also like, oh, I forget the term, but he's like, you don't know what he's gonna do.
Unpredictable.
Yeah,
he could be silly or scary.
I don't think I've ever seen him be silly.
There's a certain there's a cartooniness to him. I think there's a cartoony nature to some. He strikes me as like your drunk uncle that if he had grown up in a different time would have been urged toward therapy.
Like he's like the drunk uncle that's like making jokes, but it's also just like not verbal.
It comes from
nonverbal. It's just like
it comes from a place of him never having really dealt with that divorce.
Not nonverbal. What am I thinking?
I don't know.
Where it's just like but he's like laughing.
Like my landlord.
He's telling you jokes, but like you can't understand them.
Katie Rose Leon once described him as the guy in the strip club who's always reading the New York Times and is nice to the strippers, and he kind of just hangs out there.
No.
You don't see it that way?
No.
Oh.
I have questions about...
Do you, Ariel? Do you see it that way?
I have questions about whether that is a part of people's lives. Is there a man in the strip club reading the New York Times?
I feel like I've seen it at the strip club. The one strip club I went to in Portland, there was definitely a guy reading a paper.
Well, if you're in
the
Portland
corner.
at a strip club, of course somebody's reading a newspaper.
Yeah, well, Katie lived in Portland.
It's ironic.
Yeah, I don't think Dean Ambrose has ever willingly been to Portland.
People specifically go to... Hold on. It's... People probably in Portland go to strip clubs like they go to coffee shops specifically to like read or
They're everywhere there. They're everywhere there.
Yeah, that's just study hall in Portland.
Can I tell you a part of my origin story about Portland?
Go on.
A drag queen protected me from getting beat up. This was like 12 years ago.
Very Torch Song trilogy of you.
We were in a bar and this guy wanted to beat me up and the drag queen protected me, and then we went home and I fucked the drag queen's friend, who looked like Fruza Balk, but a male version.
Now you're that drag queen who protects someone.
I am!
It's true.
I totally am.
It's the circle of Get Your Life.
It's the circle of gay.
So, anyway, back to Dean. I know it's weird for our podcast to have a topic, but we actually have a focus this time. So having described who Dean is and what he wears, how can we best explain his character through a makeover that might not involve either dance jeans or puffy cheeks or questionable facial hair?
I think, I just had a vision, y'all.
Okay.
I think he, I would prefer to see him with a little bit of a beer belly, hairy, Maybe like a black denim vest with some cut-off jean shorts.
Black denim vest, cut off jean shorts. Oh, so he's
some
like
sort of knot, or like a black, or like a flannel with sleeveless shirt.
he's
with
like
it open.
he's like the drunk guy at the hardcore show.
Sure. Or I mean, I'm thinking of like just like anybody that lives in the Midwest and goes to the local.
Oh,
bar.
I'm picturing it like a trucker almost.
Yes, definitely. He could definitely be seen in
He
a
could
trucker
pull
house.
off a trucker look.
Yes, that's where we're at.
I'm not mad at the trucker thing.
Yeah,
actually.
I think that makes sense actually.
I think that takes us to a good place. I also could see him leaning into. I like the idea of his current look, or I guess it's not current anymore. So we should specify that Dean has gone to a Kane from Batman place.
Not Kane.
I'm sorry.
Bane.
Sorry. Dean has gone to a Bane from the Christopher Nolan Batman movies.
Is he
place.
wearing masks?
A little bit.
Really?
And
Yeah.
and like that shearling jacket a lot. It's just he's going a different direction that really doesn't work for his character. So to start, I do think
He looks
backtracking-
very sexy though.
Sure, but that's not really his gig. Like,
It isn't his gig. It's true.
I don't think
It
his,
isn't?
I don't think his character is
He's a
intended to be
sexy
sexy
character, right? No.
You don't think he's a sexy character?
I mean, we just described an emotionally unstable drunk uncle. If that's
Well,
what you think of as the sexy character, then remember how we were talking earlier about maybe getting in touch with your therapist? We should also explore that.
Okay. Yeah. I think I just gave you some information about my brain.
Yeah. I was going to propose actually that I don't think that his current look of jeans and a t-shirt is terrible, but I do think that there's room to heighten it in terms of tearing it up and making it frayed and stained and a little more like I just don't want it to look off the rack. I think that there should be an intentional thing where he is modifying those clothes to make them ring gear and not just what he wore to the office that day.
My idea was very, very different.
Go for it.
I'm glad we're not all the same.
So I was thinking, like, this is a very gay idea I had.
Imagine.
Just I know he has been complaining about WWE making his character a little too silly, and I know that if he goes somewhere else, which maybe he won't even do, they might try and take him more seriously. However, my idea was for him to do more of like a greaser type look, because that would still keep with all of the character traits, where he could still be like kind of drunk and stupid, but kind of charming.
Here.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so my immediate like reference to Greasers is like Grease.
Yeah,
the
obviously.
movie, and John Travolta.
But
So
that
I
would
just
be
imagine.
funny, and with him as like a
But
and then Renee as like a little poodle skirt girl.
Okay.
Stop it all.
It's cute.
Stop it all. No, Renee would be Sandy after she decided she needed to smoke and wear leather.
Cute also.
Yeah.
That's
in a
bad.
pink leather jacket. You want it. See, you want it.
Stop it.
You want it.
Stop it all. But here's the thing. Here's the catch with that. Dean doesn't have any hair.
I know. I thought of that
So
after
like
I
he's
thought of
gonna
this
have
idea.
to really get into that glam squad, girl.
Do you think
better
he
get
just
up in
needs
that
like
gig, girl? Sit in that chair, girl. You get that hair glued down, girl, and then you can come out and comb it like you're a greaser.
he needs like a Dr. Wang Newton wig.
Maybe, I mean, I don't know if I recommend a wig.
Why
But that's-
not? Go full drag king with it.
Go full
Sure.
fucking drag king.
Why not?
Or what if Renee becomes the greaser and he gets on the announcer table and he wears a poodle skirt?
I don't think he wants to do that.
He probably doesn't want to do that.
No one wants any of that. Well, that was a wonderful makeover. I think we presented 3 incredibly good ideas. There are pros and cons to each. I think each of them tells a story. I actually also think... So, I'm not fully formed on this idea. But maybe, if I was riffing off your idea that we could go more serious with it...
Yeah.
What if he is like Patrick Bateman 20 years in the future.
See, I feel like there are other people who could do that better than him.
Yeah, that's my concern too. Which I'm trying to think of how you turn Patrick Bateman into like Patrick Bateman as maybe a failure.
I think EC3, before he's doing the gimmick that he's doing now, was like more of a. I think his last name was Bateman, and he did like a Patrick.
Really?
Which I might be getting him confused with someone else. Someone's gonna correct me on Twitter. It's fine. But I think his character used to be something Bateman, and that's why he's like a top 1% character, because the wealth part got more emphasized when he went to WWE.
No, Dean Ambrose would definitely be a Patrick Bateman who lives in an alley. Like,
right.
It's after he lost all the money.
See, I don't understand that character then, because that's not Patrick Bateman.
Well, I mean, none of those Wall Street guys could stay rich. No, some of them did stay rich forever.
Most of them did.
But someone had to lose all their money and everything went to shit.
Maybe it's Patrick Bateman at the massage parlor after work.
Yeah, I think I'm basically just what I'm describing is just a serial killer.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that Dean is a serial killer.
If we're
going to
talk about serial killers, he could definitely lean
He could
into
do like a Ted Bundy
serial
thing.
killer. Yeah. Jeffrey Dahmer.
Because he is a little charming like that.
Mm-hmm. He could be more charming. They could allow him to be more charming.
I think going a Ted Bundy direction would actually be a great.
I just got into something I don't want to get into.
Because he has that thing where he's like not really handsome, but he's just handsome enough that people who
describe him as handsome.
People who have an emotional damage and want to call serial killers handsome can say that.
Good. You touched on what I was stressed out about. Okay, good.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to either glorify Ted Bundy or say that you should fuck a serial killer. Don't
if you're
do either
out
of those
there
things.
like seriously thinking Ted Bundy is attractive and not realizing that you're finding a serial killer attractive or whatever, like, talk about therapy. Let's get in it.
Guys, we're always recommending therapy, even though some of us don't, and by some of us I just mean me, don't go yet. The point is, makeovers are fun.
What if I was a serial killer that wore this thong that I got from Lapel? Yeah. And my tag was like, you just made the list.
No one wants that tie-in. No one wants the what if I was a serial killer wearing this merch. That is, we're sorry to our advertisers.
I think they do.
So let's continue on. We have a lot of ideas about Dean and his character and his looks. Where else can we go?
So like that's my thing is like you can almost do like with Dean leaving, we don't know where he's going, right? So like imagine like a Chikara Dean versus like an AEW Dean.
Oh. I don't imagine him at Chikara.
Just,
unless he's wearing a mask and we don't know he's there.
Well, that would be fun too.
I feel like
what? Okay, if he's putting on a mask willingly and not WWE style, what mask is he wearing?
See, I think that too much of Dean's character is conveyed in his facial expressions.
He does have a lot of face.
He serves face. And I think that it's important for him to have that available. I don't think that if he was masked, he would be useful to anybody.
Because he's not a very good wrestler.
Yeah, I don't think he has like a moveset. I mean, to be fair, he doesn't really have a moveset that like allows for him to tell the story.
It would be like putting a mask on Casanova, where it's like, well, what's the point?
Yeah, let him. He's telling a story
with his face.
Cassie. Don't tell Casanova that I just named him Cassie.
I'm 1,000,000%
We're
texting
putting
him
this
after
on the
this.
internet,
Hey, Cassie.
What's like a color story that we see for Dean?
It's a lot of denim.
Denim is like...
Denim is really the thing we associate
if you go
most with
to the
him.
trucker, if you lean into the trucker
The
denim,
trucker is, I think, the best
then
idea
you can
we've
have some
generated.
red and plaid and maybe some yellow plaid or maybe some blue plaid.
So in the world where he's a trucker, is Renee there?
Oh, Renee's barefoot and pregnant back at the trailer.
I don't think she wants to play that character.
He's got it. Well, I think you're coming from a place where you don't think that barefoot and pregnant in the trailer is powerful.
That is not what I said. I just think she's trying to portray herself as a professional woman.
Yeah, Renee has a job.
Well, I thought you were putting her in the world of him as his gimmicky wrestler person.
Well, I think we still have to protect Renee on the announce table.
Renee will protect her fucking self. We know this.
True. Well, we're just seeing where this fantasy goes.
Let me go with this.
Go.
Renee is barefoot and pregnant in the trailer. She's keeping the house down from the tornadoes. You literally gotta weight that shit down, bitch. And he needs to go out on, he needs to go out on the road to get that money. And you can make lots of money out on the road. Whether it's tricks or not, we don't know. But that could be an additional money on the side.
So you're suggesting that in Dean Ambrose's evolved form, he might be turning tricks as a trucker.
If he needs to make money for his baby and his baby mama, who he loves, and maybe I'm not gonna go there.
I kind of like Face Trucker Dean.
Face Trucker Dean. No, he's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
So Face Trucker Dean is a good guy. And barefoot and pregnant Renee is a good girl. She will slap you the fuck down if you come near her trailer with some shit.
I'm actually into it.
I think that a great way that we can maintain the dignity of the working class living in a trailer without leaning too far into a barefoot and pregnant stereotype would be to say that if Dean is from that background, then Renee can still be whoever she is without needing to mold to his character, and they can be just a cross-cultural marriage. They come from different economic strata, and we don't have to judge either of them.
Not gonna happen. One.
True.
You're speaking to someone who is actually from that culture and knows a little bit. Have you seen Lady Baraka?
Never met her. Have you seen Green Acres?
Have you lived in Green Acres?
No, I'm just saying this is the WWE. It's not a documentary.
I know, yeah, but
but it's not the WWE because he's leaving.
we're
WWE.
not in the WWE universe. This would never happen there.
Yeah.
Trucker Face Dean. I will lean into maybe she's not barefoot and pregnant. Maybe she is working at the local JCPenney's or the Maurice's or whatever retail store is in that community. And she's trying to work her way up, and she looks professional, and he's out on the road, but she's still pregnant. But also you're in the Midwest, so if you're a pregnant woman,
this makeover show has turned into a fanfic show.
Also, if you're just a woman, in the Midwest, it takes a lot. If you're a woman any fucking where, it takes a lot to work up. But think about if you're at JCPenney's trying to become a manager, where the man has been the manager for 40 years, and he's a local celebrity, and people come to him for their suits that are ill-fitted. And she's in there trying to make you a star, and he doesn't see it.
Is this what your therapy sessions are like?
Basically, but she doesn't judge me.
I don't think we need to drag Renee into any of this. I just want to make
Renee will probably just stay as a commentator in WWE.
Yeah. I just feel like there's no need to involve her in this.
What if he's driving the trucks that are sometimes involved in matches? He pulls up and Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman are out there trying to fight each other in front of the truck,
willing.
And it's just Dean Ambrose Hong Kong, and he's just making a cameo. Oh, Trucker Face Dean.
I'm in.
This has been a collaboration of Chikara and WWE.
Trucker Dean could be in Chikara.
Trucker Dean actually could be in
Ted
Chikara.
Bundy could not be in Chikara.
I don't want Ted Bundy to exist.
Again, I think it's a matter. It's a matter of whether we're doing cartoon Dean or serious Dean.
Well, you could do cartoon serial killer.
That's true. I think serious Dean lends himself better to serial killer Dean.
Yeah.
But that they're just different sides of the same worthless coin.
Well, on that note, I think, are we done?
Are we
I
good?
don't think there's anywhere else we could go.
So here's the thing: we want you to cast your vote. Are you feeling more serial killer Dean, or trucker face Dean,
Or another idea.
Or Greaser Dean? We'll do a poll on
also,
Twitter.
if there are any artists out there, show us your renderings of these different Deans.
Yeah, that would be fun.
That would be bitch nasty.
That is the exact adjective I was going to use. Anyone
Thank you so much.
who's out there and wants to, that's great. Thank you, everyone, for listening. This has been our weekly makeover episode. We need pills. Bye.
Bye.